Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Shane DeMars and I'm a stroke survivor and sharing my story and my journey of recovery. I created this channel to inspire other survivors and anybody really going through any type of rehabilitation, physical or mental, because there's no physical rehabilitation without the mental component of it. In today's video, I'm taking you inside the CAREN system. CAREN. My apologies to the ladies out there whose parents gave them that name not knowing what it would mean in today's world. It has nothing to do with being a Karen. CAREN is one of the most advanced rehab tools available in the world today. It's helping people like me learn how to walk again, changing it up a bit, putting it more into a game type environment than just strictly therapy.
And then we'll see. I think let's just do the right one. I think I have a little bit less support. And sometimes, so I'd like to start with the walking bit, just to be comfortable, like out on the platform there.
Did you help with this one?
Yeah, sure, yeah. As you get more comfortable, and when you do some of the balance tasks, everybody's like natural reaction is to grab for the railing because we're human beings, and that's who we just take the railing off. Okay. Does it feel reasonable?
Yeah.
Let's lift.
Just getting my saddle on.
So maybe we'll start just a walk.
Saddled up and ready to go. So I stand on the platform, which is a hydraulic system controlled by the computer. And there's two treadmills, one for each foot. They can control the speed separately or combined. There's pressure plates in the treadmill. So it also shows how much pressure I'm putting on each leg. The object obviously is to try and get more weight on my left side.
Let both arms swing. Let that left arm come along for the right too. Yeah, there you go.
I had trouble getting my left arm going at the same time.
Better. Sure, yeah, so one's gonna add in some little hills, so you'll feel it start to go uphill.
Oh goody, hills. Oh,
It's okay.
saved her buddy. So this platform, when he puts a hill in, adjusts. If he's going downhill, the front of it drops down. Uphill, the back of it drops down. And you can control the amount of angle for each of these hills. And they're putting questions up on the screen, which I thought was dumb because it was frustrating me, which is the point of it, is to throw distractions at you and then track how you handle those distractions. Even though I know I answered a couple of them wrong. So yeah, it just asked me what CAREN stood for, which is computerized, computer-assisted rehab environment. And off we go. The system was first developed in the early 2000s. At that time, doctors, engineers, and especially the military were all asking the same question. How can we help people recover better after life-changing injuries? The military was so interested because soldiers were coming home from combat with serious injuries. And down I go. It didn't hurt. Thankfully for that harness and me grabbing that bar for my life. So there's that platform. It's quite a complex system. Couldn't imagine how much this thing would cost. I guess I probably won't be putting one in my basement.
Alright, do you look up at any of those numbers on the screen? You know how far you are? 250 meters. Yeah, quarter of a kilometer. I mean, you nailed it. It was really good. That was like by a landslide the furthest you've walked on a treadmill thus far. So I'm gonna bring a chair out to you, okay? Thank you. Good job. 747, 250 meters.
Oh, taking those breaks was wonderful. This thing was much harder than I was expecting. This was a fun one. I've been going salmon and halibut fishing on the west coast for the last 18 years. Missed last year. So my hope is to get back out there and fill my freezer. Even though I'm not a big fish lover, my family enjoys it. I prefer the red meats. They have sensors on my hands. There's supposed to be sensors on my feet as well, which would have been good data to gather, but they didn't have them there. Someone had not returned them. So you got to remember to take them off people when they walk out of this place. So I got to work my way through these pillars. And I don't remember the rule on hitting sharks or not hitting sharks. Birds were a distraction as well, flying over my head. That one was a close one. Getting pretty good at leaning that way now. Got my sweat towel there. So the military has been using this for patients who had lost limbs and had serious brain injuries. I guess I shouldn't say serious, all brain injuries are serious. And soldiers dealing with severe trauma.
Of course you're gonna love that, like, good job. Shane, you want a little bit more from the waves? Oh yeah, that's a shark. Alright, so make the waves a little bit bigger.
I want to get these waves cranking so you can watch that platform and how it adjusts.
A little bit more wavy, that's good, that's good.
So traditional rehab was helping soldiers, but it just wasn't enough. They wanted to come up with something where they could feed back data. So engineers started working with therapists to design a new system. They wanted something that could be safe, first of all, but also realistic. Something that could measure the progress and also motivate patients. The progress is a big thing for me, being able to see that progress as opposed to just feeling like I'm most of the time in a state of plateau, which I haven't been. Other people can see the progress much better than I can. So when I can get this data back, that is very useful to me and very motivating. When I hit these posts, it just jars the platform a little bit so that I can feel it, but not enough to throw me off balance, at least not on the setting that it was. So what they've done is they've combined the robotic platform with the treadmill and then with the motion sensors and force plates and the huge virtual reality screen with sound. So it all plays into the therapy. And then up city bus. This one was kind of crazy. This bus driver was brutal. But I guess, if you go stand on a city bus, it probably is more realistic. And I've been told that this is probably the most realistic one they have. So it changes lanes instantly. And really it's just a matter of staying up. Needed to grab the bar a couple of times. I did start getting more used to it. Much better at the left to right than I am at the front to back, speeding up and slowing down. There is a cue that shows up on the screen that tells me when they're getting ready to stop, when they're going to change lanes, so it just gives me a couple seconds advance warning. So I'm having to grab the bar quite a bit when it's speeding up and slowing down. Left to right, I think I pretty much had that nailed. So it's kind of similar to that slip trainer that I showed in a previous video, where they were rolling that thing on the floor. And I just have no idea what's coming up. The warning does help, but they ended up taking it off later. I think I was doing too good. The downside of doing too good is they crank up the difficulty. Which is for my own good, I know. It does get a little frustrating at times though. They're very good at not cranking it up too much. They're very experienced and they know just how much in little increments. And I think the smaller increments makes it harder than for me to track and see the progress. Because I am progressing, but I'm not seeing these small increments. So with the data from this type of technology, I'm going to be able to see that.
Like less rail, you really use rail at all for the second half of that, eh? Yeah. Sure.
This one was the one I did the worst on. This is cars. So that's me in the turquoise car. And I'm having to steer it with pressure on my feet to get down the street without hitting cars. I hit lots of cars this time around. Very different from just walking down a hospital hallway. Just asked my wife if she was filming this one. No brakes. More car. This one was tough. Even though the platform is not moving. Oh, I guess, well, it just raises there. Like a rock star coming up from the stage.
Ready?
So yeah, instead of that safe environment of the hospital hallway or the therapist gym, this thing adds in all sorts of stuff. And it's able to give instant feedback so the therapist can watch. The gentleman running this thing, his name was Juan from Colombia, so I was making some Colombia jokes. My wife and I were there a couple years ago to visit on a business suppliers, vendors trip. So with something like this, rehabilitation is no longer just exercise. Now it becomes more of an experience.
It doesn't go on my driving tab, does it? No. Good.
So for the military, CAREN was using this for soldiers coming back from war. And after training on it, life could be very different. Like a veteran who lost part of his leg from IEDs, a very common injury in the Middle East wars. He gets fitted with his prosthetic, but walking on flat ground is very difficult. And walking on a hill or across sand or uneven rocks, they can program all of this type of information into this system. So that's where it really has its huge benefits. It can simulate all these surfaces safely inside of a rehab room. So think about that soldier with traumatic brain injury. The brain injury makes it really hard to balance and makes it hard to react quickly. CAREN can create these challenges, like a busy street with cars, people moving around, so a soldier can practice focus, balance, and decision making. And same with stroke patients, they're very similar. And it wasn't just the body that needed help. A lot of soldiers came home with PTSD, similar to some stroke patients. I know for myself, I had a very hard time in the beginning. I still do. In crowds, around lots of people, lots of distraction. So crowds, noises, and sudden movements can trigger that fear and anxiety. And CAREN can be programmed to slowly introduce these stressors, but in a safe and controlled way. Going downhill, that was the hardest for sure. So this gives us and soldiers the opportunity of learning how to stay calm in those environments while also working on the physical recovery. This is day 2 now. This is the second time I was on this. Day 1 was on a Monday, I had Tuesday off, and now I'm back on it on a Wednesday. Started off using the railing walking because my legs were just killing me. So look at the system this guy has to run. Screens and data everywhere. This is Olean. My daughter Emily, my entourage, my wife and daughter try to make it the most of these. Back with the dumb questions. The US and Canadian military both invested heavily into this technology. But just asking me questions, my favorite place to visit. Mine is Vancouver Island. I've traveled the world, and funny enough, the nicest place I've ever been to in the world is 12 hours from where I live, 12-hour drive. So the military invests in it because this system and this type of technology actually works. Gives soldiers a better chance at walking again, regaining confidence, and rebuilding their lives. Some even return to duty. So similar to soldiers coming back, a stroke just changes everything. It can take away it can take away movement, speech, balance, and in some cases even memories. And it happens in just seconds. But the journey back is often very long and unpredictable for timing. One of the biggest challenges with stroke is retraining the brain. Doctors call that neuroplasticity. It means that the brain can rewire itself, but only with the right kinds of practice. Back on the boat, I did even better the second day. That was a good one. I gotta bring it all the way to the right, and then straighten it out so I don't go too far. There we go. This is feeling pretty good, actually. I did really good on that one. And then the bus. I had a little more difficulty on the bus on the second day. So with neuroplasticity, this CAREN system is actually a game changer. Let's say I'm walking on the treadmill and the virtual screen shows a steep hill. My brain and body have to work together to lean forward and push harder. Or maybe the system shows a busy street with cars, horns honking, people moving around, how to stay focused and react quickly. Each one of these tasks forces my brain to practice balance, coordination, and focus, all while moving my body in a safe way. The harness is another key part. If I lose my balance, it catches me. That means I can challenge myself and push myself further without the fear of falling. I think the best part of this CAREN system is that it can actually grow with me. When I was weaker, it could keep things simple. When I get stronger, it can add more difficulty. And that's important because recovery is never that straight line that we all want. We need therapy that adapts to us. Oh, great. This makes it much harder. But I am doing better with that left to right, like I mentioned earlier. So this system was phenomenal for me to work on. It's kind of the complete package. Oh, smoked him. And the others even smoke. So it sounds like this thing is just the beginning of what's actually the technology that's actually going to be used for strokes. It keeps developing. So adding virtual reality, robotics, and the data that is being used to make recovery more effective. Instead of that one-size-fits-all therapy, patients get programs made just for them. Even for seniors, older adults, younger children with injuries. A fall means broken bones, surgery, losing independence. So systems like this are going to help a larger part of the population recover and heal and get back to a normal life. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and subscribe. It makes a world of difference to these small channels. If you know someone who's struggling with rehabilitation and needs some inspiration and you think this might help, please share this with them. We're a community. We are going to get better. Only if we work together and work hard. Have a great day, and God bless.